On today's video, I'm going to be replacing the short block on an FS 131 brush cutter. This unit had an air leak, so if you notice right here on the bottom of the case, it has a whole bunch of oil around there. The air leak ended up causing scoring on the piston and cylinder, so that's why we're replacing the short block. For what it costs to buy the piston and cylinder and doing all the labor as far as tearing off parts, putting new stuff in there, it's cheaper just to buy the fully assembled short block. So with that, let's jump right into the video and I'll show you guys how to swap out the short block on an FS 131 trimmer. Here's a look at where the air leak was. Notice all the oil residue. That is where it wasn't sealing up properly. Here's the new short block. Let's go ahead and start putting the components back on it. Locate the keyway on the flywheel, install it in the hole in the crankshaft. Go ahead and seat that in, and once you have it seated, go ahead and tighten the nut down. When the keyway is aligned, the flywheel will drop back into place. Now install the clutch back on the flywheel. Now I'm going to use a wire wheel to clean out the clutch drum assembly. Make sure you put the throttle cable under this metal bracket before you screw it into place. You'll need to attach the impulse line at the same time you're pushing the carburetor over the studs. This throttle linkage can be a little bit of a pain. Just take your fingers and push it in there instead of trying to use needle nose pliers. Install the 2 rubber bushings for the fuel tank in the unit first. If you leave them on the fuel tank and try to install them in the unit, it's going to be hard to do. So if you do it this way, it'll fit in fine. Now install your 2 fuel lines on the carburetor as well as your tank vent line to the air filter housing. Now I'm going to gap the flywheel. I've got my gapping tool between the flywheel and the ignition coil. I'm going to hand tighten these screws to hold the ignition coil into place. Now I'm going to remove the gapping tool and rotate the flywheel to make sure it's not catching on anything. When determining to replace a short block, it's always important to weigh how much it costs as far as labor goes versus the parts putting in the machine. If you're a do-it-yourselfer and you want to mess around with it, it might be more cost-effective just to replace some parts. But as a repair shop, time and labor and materials end up exceeding the value of what it costs just to replace the short block. So that's why on repairs like this, it's just easier to buy the short block and cheaper for the customer and then drop that in and get the machine back to the customer. If you're just doing a quick swap out, generally it's going to take about a half an hour. If you're doing maintenance and cleaning as you're going along, add probably another half an hour in there. You saw in the video I was cleaning the clutch drum assembly with the wire brush, getting all the rust off there, make sure everything worked right. I also went through, cleaned off the ignition coil, all the plastic pieces and everything else, and all that does add time to the repair. But the time to do the cleaning and servicing is when you have everything tore apart. It just makes it a lot easier. So I'd highly recommend taking the time to clean everything and do it right. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure you guys like down below and subscribe to my channel. I've got lots of other great content on there of tools, tips, and tricks that I use on a daily basis working on power equipment. Make sure you guys take a look at the description down below. I am going to list a lot of the tools that I use in the video that help with the repairs. And if you're so inclined, make a purchase on my Amazon affiliate links. I appreciate you supporting the channel, and the tools are great to have around the shop. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.